over from Juventus with a gentleman called Giulio Biazzoli. He took the whole under-13 squad and he brought it, he had a running with Juventus, and he brought them down to Essendon City, Triestina. So we all went on as an under-13 team, under-14 team, my apologies, in 1974. And yeah, that's where I've started and pretty much fell in love with the club and been part of it for just nearly on 45 years on and off. So, but yeah, that was it. So, and we had a really good team. So you know, obviously when things are going well, everybody's up, and we had 5 players the next 3 years make the Victorian side, a couple of made an Australian side. It wasn't the Joeys they got now, but it was just more of a, if there had been an Australian under-16 team, we would have made that as well too. So I went through there, and then when I was 16, I actually got picked up by Footscray JUST to go and play with them. It was the second year of the NSL, it was called back then, and I was training with them as a 16-year-old, and the club asked me to go back and play a cup game. We made the final in under 16, so they said yeah, and I went and played that and broke my leg in the last minute of the game, and so that was my NSL career. I broke my tib and my fib and was out of the game for about, maybe 18 months. A bit different now how they repair legs, but to what they did back then, you had a cast up to here for about 4 months. It was ridiculous. But, so yeah, so I was a bit shy about getting back into it, but I did. I got straight back into the game and went and played back at the club, and then I went to Coburg. I did a couple of years at Faulkner, did well in Faulkner. Then back to the club, and then had a couple of really good successful years at the club, just in the senior ranks. A couple of crap years as well too, as part and parcel of it. But I think even that, recalling those days there, what was still makes it for me, and what I want, hopefully my son gets his head around, is just the environment around the club, just the people. I'm still seeing people today that I saw way back then. So it's a good legacy. It's 60 years the club's been going, and it's usually because of good people in the club. You know? I mean, they maybe not the same roles, but they've got some sort of role, even if it's just supporting from the sidelines. Yeah. So, I learned to drive in the car park at the club because my old man was in the dressing rooms, or in a little shed. It was called the Baraka, and it was literally a 4 metre square shed, and that was the change rooms, and everybody drank in there. And I was in the car park driving my old man's car while he was in there drinking. It was crazy. And we used to share our ground, not the ground, sorry, the change rooms, the football club. And the football club would run their ground alongside ours. So nowadays it's facing north-south. Back then it was east-west. And we had to cross this road, so I said the club room, the change rooms, then you cross the road, then you had to cross the football field to get to our field, yeah? So some days when the football team was playing, so they fixed that up straight away. They're actually playing the same days we were, and footy's coming over to our side and soccer ball's going over that side. It was madness. How many times people almost got run over crossing the road, you know, trying to get over. It was crazy days. It was really, but it was real. You know, I mean, there was no money. It was all passion. It was all, the supporters were there. Like I played in a game there against Bulleen, and I think would have been about 3,000 people just lining around the ground. You know, I mean, there wasn't any grandstands or seats. It was literally a rope around the ground, and people like 3 or 4 deep around the ground. It was unbelievable. Yeah, the environment. I guess I keep referring back to a family because I still feel part of this club as a family sense. So that was what kept drawing me back. Still, my mates were still playing there. It was really hard to leave the few times that I did go, but like I said, there were reasons for it. But to come back, or being offered the opportunity to come back, was quite easier to take and accept. Yeah, 4 years ago, I got a phone call from Dave Minolar saying, you know, would you think about coming back as an assistant coach? So it didn't take me much, just a little in to get back in the door. I spoke to him. I actually coached Michael. I was part of that crew that was coaching Michael with Michael Mikalakopoulos, and so I knew him really well. And I had a phone call with him and got along well, and went down to training. And I was never, I think he needed to know straight up that I was not there for his job. I just was quite happy to be part of the club and assist him in the ways the club works, and anything I can with my experiences. And it was amazing. Like, we really gelled really well, and had really good 4 years together. It was fantastic. Yeah. I think we've got one of the biggest junior bases in Victoria, you know, if not one of the biggest. I think the club deep down has just got the right people, that when people come to the club with their kids, they can see that it's run in a genuine sense. If you cut me up, it'll just bleed royals. No, I can't say enough. I get cut. I left. I resigned from the senior side about 6 weeks ago. It was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. You know, it was a family-based decision, but I could never ever walk away the club. Even when I was sent away, in a sense, you've had enough, Mickey, have a spell. That cut me deep. You know, it's all I remember as a kid. The friendships that I've made is probably ultimately, apart from the football side of things, the friendships I've made will be till my death. You know what I mean? I'll always see them. Maybe we don't see each other as regularly because we're all older now. We've got families and commitments. I understand that. But I never miss a game. Even now that I'm not coaching the seniors, I'll be there on the weekends to watch them. So it'll be forever and a day until my last Forza Muli. There'll always be Triestina. Essendon Royals for me, that's for sure.